Okay, welcome back guys. So this would be a small tutorial in which we would be generating some data and we would be giving that to OpenAI to do batch processing on it. So let's start with this thing. Now I could, if I want, I could give you guys like directly a JSON file, just like what I've done with my previous tutorials, in which I've given you directly a JSON file that you can directly use and do inference. What I've decided in this tutorial is to use the chat models to generate data and then use that data to do batch processing. So basically, we don't have to do any work. It would just be mostly done by the chat model in itself. So let's start with this thing. Now if you guys remember, like in our last fine-tuning tutorial, we had like lots of examples of these chats, and there were like a few examples in here as well that were showing how you can do some of the things. Let me scroll down and find. Okay, so as you can see, there were like few examples in fine-tuning, and this was, for example, structured output was one, and it had like two examples in here. Let me just go ahead and copy this. Go ahead and open your regular chat GPT. You can, by the way, if you want, you can use API for this as well, but I feel like it's easier for in here to do copy and paste stuff, so it's not that difficult. So let's start with this thing. Now I have these example, and I want to generate 10 more of these. Okay, and I'm just gonna paste those examples that I've got copied. I want the to be in a JSON format, and remember not to repeat any examples. Let's get some examples. So as you can see right now, it's going ahead and it would be generating 10 more of these examples. And if you guys want to explore, maybe let me copy like one of the records in here and see what comes up. So let's see, maybe if we can paste it. Oh, actually he would probably have to wait. Let's see if we can do it here. Okay, there you go. So let's examine each of our records. There is some error in this one, I guess. Let's see if we can do it once again. Okay, there you go. So it would just be a regular JSON of messages, and in here messages would be a system level prompt and a user level prompt, and then it would be a assistant level prompt that you can see in here, and that would be given to all those 10 examples, and you'll have all 10 of these as different examples in here. Right now, although you got these messages and you got these things in here, what we actually want is to have our input in this format, because this is the format the batch API would take, right? So I'm just gonna copy this and I will write it in here that I want to put in this format, I guess, and I want them. Okay, we'll write that at the end, and I'm just gonna paste that format, and I'll say put all the records in a JSON file. Let's see what comes up. So I'm just gonna wait until the first one finishes, and then I can copy that first one and show you guys. Okay, let's see, maybe if I have copied that. Okay, looks like this was fine. Let's see if we can see this. Okay, there you go. So you can see custom ID 1 method post, the URL is the completion, and you have the model, and you have the messages in which you'll be getting system, content, and assistant level prompt. Now one of the problems in here is you're already giving out a assistant level prompt. So in this case, you're not doing anything for the model, or you're not telling any model, you're not telling the model to reply to you with anything at all. So in that case, one of the things that you can do is you can again ask ChatGPT to remove this assistant level thing, right? So let's just wait until this thing finishes, and then we can do it. And one of the things I should have done is, before doing all of this exercise, I should have actually removed that assistant level prompt, while I do it here. Or maybe I should have told it to remove that assistant level prompt. So let's see what comes up. Okay, as you can see, this thing has finished. Now I'll say, now I want to remove the assistant level prompt in the messages key in the body of the body key of all the records. Okay, let's see if this thing gives us at least something that we can trust. Okay, let's go ahead and paste it in here. Okay, so we can see it went ahead, and you only have now a system level prompt and a user level prompt. So that's a good sign, right? And this is exactly what we want. We would want a system level and the user level prompt, and then we would give that for the batch processing, and then from there we would be getting our response back, right? And you would be, although I've said before that the max that this whole job is going to take is obviously, let me just copy and paste. Yeah, the max this whole job is going to take is 24 hours. But you would be amazed to see that since we have like very few examples, it might take like few seconds, I guess. It should not take more. You can go ahead and copy this and put it in any file. I'm just gonna put it in this file that I've kept under this batch API folder. It's called messages batch.json. So I'm just gonna copy, paste all that, and obviously remove the rest of the formatting. You could have told, if you want, we can have told ChatGPT itself to not do that. But yeah, with this, as you can see, we have our user level prompt. Actually, as you can see, the message has a system level prompt and a user level prompt. Yeah, that's it, right? So yeah, now let's go ahead and save this, and let's do the the batch API processing from the UI itself. So go ahead and click on dashboard, click on batches, and in here you would be able to see your previous batches. If not, then you'd be able to see a create pattern in which you could create. As you can see, this was my previous batch that I've done. I'm just gonna click on create, and in here I need to select the file that I've created right previously, in which I kept all my data. So it was this folder and it was this file. So I'm just gonna say open, and the rest of the things are fine. We have our 24-hour thing. We have the endpoint, and you can just go ahead and create. And as you can see, it is going to start this, and if I click on it, as you can see, this is the status. It got created, it's in progress. It would probably start validation now, and I'm just gonna wait until this thing finishes, and in the meantime I can explain to you guys what happens. So yeah, basically your batch would get created, it will it would be in progress, and this progress part, it's really long. It's going to have it would have the most of the things, right? This would include things like validation, and inference and everything, and so that would take the most time. Then you'll have a batch in finalizing, in which it is going to set up a few of the things, and then you'll have the batch completed, right? And as you can see, although the completion window was 24 seconds, but it only took me like 18 seconds to finish this thing. Input file, this is the file in which I'm going to get the output, and yeah, this is like the rest of the things. It might also show somewhere the type of model it used. So let's open this one. See, this was our thing. This was our batch file that we sent. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on download, and it would be this file in which we would be able to see our output. So as you can see, this was the output, and I'm just gonna go ahead and copy like one of the records, and let's see what we can get from here. So I'm just gonna put it here so that we can see. Okay, and there you go. As you can see, you'll have a JSON with ID, and it will also tell you which custom ID, which input record does it belongs to. And in here you'll have other things like request ID, status code, some other things, the type of model it used, and other things. It would have, choices would be 0 in this case, because we only told the model to give one output per prompt. And in here, as you can see, assistant level prompt, which was player, Lewis Hamilton, and like Mercedes, sport formula, gender, male, and other things. And it will also show you the usage, how many tokens it took, and the other things. So yeah, this is the output, and you would be able to see this thing in here, in which you would be able to see a response for all of your requests. And yeah, with this we come to the end of this tutorial. Next tutorial, where we would be doing 2 projects, in which we would be doing all of this using Python code. And we would also have a image processing job, in which we would be generating descriptions of multiple images using Batch API. So see you guys in that tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.